We really want to know what your opinions are. So let us know in the comment section down below what's that, mate?
Down below, in the comments down
Oh, I
below.
thought you were typing.
Welcome to the GCN Show.
My word. Coming up, Alberto Contador has won the Giro D'Italia, but does it make him the greatest Grand Tour rider of all time?
We review the GCN predictions.
I agree with Matt. Alberto Contador will win.
Mark Cavendish gets a police escort.
We've got Tech of the Week,
And Mark Beaumont is riding the downhill mountain bike World Cup this weekend.
which is seriously impressive when you think that he's only just broken the Africa end-to-end record.
It's different Mark Beaumont. Same joke, different week, different Beaumont. Alberto Contador has won the Giro D'Italia and in fine style, shrugging off adversity and also a weak team to totally dominate the race. Now the question is though, does this performance put him in contention now for the crown of the greatest Grand Tour rider of all time?
It's a tough call. You've got Eddy Merckx on 11 career Grand Tour victories, Bernard Hinault on 10, Jacques Anquetil on 8, leaving Alberto Contador and Miguel Indurain both on 7.
Yeah, but, and it's a big but, we know that riders just can't dominate the sport in the modern era like they used to, and that's partly because modern training methods mean that riders can specialise more, and also there's just more riders at the same kind of level. So I wonder whether Contador's 7 victories are actually worth the same as Merckx's 11.
Well, you've got to remember that both riders have served doping bans in their career, so in that sense, it is a level playing field, although perhaps not for the rest of the peloton.
Yeah, I think, for my money, Contador needs to win the Tour de France this summer, and if he does that, then I think he is the greatest Grand Tour rider of all time.
Agreed, Tour de France to be in contention, and if he wins the Tour, we've heard he may go on to attempt the Triple Crown at the Vuelta, which I think is highly unlikely.
I think it is, but legacy is incredibly important to Alberto Contador. We heard that in his interview with Matt at the beginning of the Giro, so maybe he'll give it a punt,
Maybe.
but it's not possible.
Highly unlikely.
But we really want to know what you guys think, so let us know in the comments section. Is Alberto the greatest Grand Tour rider of all time? If not, why not? And who is?
Let us know.
Let us know, and we'll give you the results of this unscientific poll next week.
Rider of the race. Now, I think this one absolutely has to go to Alberto Contador, because not only did he win the race, he showed some absolutely great resilience on the stage to Sestriere when he recovered after cracking on the Col della Finestra.
Yeah, you can't blame him up there. That was the best of it.
I think an honourable mention, or a very honourable mention, has to go to Ryder Hesjedal of Canada Garmin. After a poor first week, he quite literally climbed his way back up into 5th place overall on the brutal mountain passes of the final few stages.
I've got a theory about Ryder Hesjedal and his ability on these steep Italian climbs. So I think his ability on there comes down to his history as a mountain biker. So hear me out, right? You have to put power to the pedals in a slightly different way when you're going really slowly. So either up steep climbs or off-road. And I just think he's an absolute master at that. You know, there has to be an explanation of why he can stick with guys like Contador on a route, even though with his height, he's always going to weigh a few extra kilos. So I think it's down to his muscle recruitment.
Impressive stuff.
You mean my theory?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, cool. I was going to say, Ryder was good, but my theory is pretty spectacular, actually.
Matt rides slowly a lot of the time, so does that mean that he would, in fact, keep pace with those riders on those climbs?
Matt's problem is that he's not very good off-road. So,
Really?
yeah, well, I mean, you know, you were there at Stickgate. One of the things I was most interested about in the last week of the Giro D'Italia was the ascent of the Mortirolo. For obvious reasons, given that I rode up it twice. Did I say I rode up it twice? Twice.
Impressive.
Anyway, Alberto Contador in the race was actually the fastest rider up there, possibly as a result of the fact that he had a 50-second deficit to make up after the controversial Katusha and Astana ganging up on Contador after he had a puncture.
But how does that compare to the all-time list? Well, actually, Contador isn't the fastest by quite a long way. Roberto Heras, Gilberto Simoni and Ivan Gotti rode up it in 41 minutes and 42 seconds compared to Contador's 45 minutes and 7 seconds, which realistically makes very reassuring reading. But aside the big question, what was your time?
39 minutes.
Oh my word.
Neither. In real life, I did it in 1:02 on a compact and then 106 on a standard. So I was taking it steady, obviously.
It's only 10% this bit, it's like a holiday. It's gone up to 13 again.
Interestingly, actually, Alberto Contador rode up on a compact in the end. He supposedly had a 34 inner ring and a 30 cassette at the back, which the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that you can't actually buy an 11 to 30 11-speed cassette. So what Contador's mechanic did was, this is very cool, he custom-made a 30-tooth sprocket for the back of his cassette, and then they dropped the 13-tooth sprocket out, and so he had an 11 to 30 block on there. You going to say the thing about a compact?
Well, I really don't want to, but I will.
Go on.
So, sounds like Contador wasn't running a compact, he was running a compact gearing setup.
That was worth a wait.
Well, continuing with our very good run of form, GCN correctly predicted the winner of the race.
Alberto Contador.
Alberto Contador.
Alberto Contador will win.
All of us, that is, except for me. I didn't make any predictions, and Simon.
I'm going to say Richie Porte, although perhaps he's not a strong contender as Contador. He is pretty solid, and his time surely has to come soon. Yeah. I'm actually really disappointed. Not least because I got another prediction wrong, but I'm disappointed that Porte wasn't there in contention until the bitter end. I think the race suffered from that as a result of his 2-minute penalty and then also his bad luck. But more than that, I'm just really, really gutted that he didn't actually stick with the race. Now, we don't know all the facts about the reasons he went home, but I think there's a big part of me that thinks he should have stuck the race out to the bitter end, if at all possible. And, you know, let's face it, if he'd won the penultimate stage, then, you know, it wouldn't matter if he'd come 10th on GC. That would have been quite cool and a way to salvage it. So,
Anyway, last bits from the Giro. After Sagan went with a green beard on the Champs-Élysées last year, Oleg Tinkov perhaps one-upped him and went for pink hair in celebration of Contador's win. Let us know your thoughts on that in the comments.
He one-upped him in one particular way, which is he looked like far more of an idiot. Actually, did he look more of an idiot? Yeah, no, I think he did. We have just been sent this very cool bit of kit from Topeak. Now, they're already renowned for their floor pumps, but this one has a little twist. It's got a built-in and yet removable bike stand.
Well, the more I think about this one, the more I absolutely love the idea. Imagine you go on a long ride or a race, throw your bike in the back of the car, and you throw this pump in too. It means that when you get there, the bike stand gives you a stable platform to mount your bike on and pump your tyres up. Plus, the hose is even long enough to pump up the front wheel.
Yeah, I like the fact they thought about that. Now, it is actually genuinely cool. We've all been there. Those moments where you lean your bike up against your car to, I don't know, pump up your tyres, for example, and the bike starts to move, scratching your car and your bike falling on the floor.
Bad for your rear mech, bad for the paint job on your bike. Who cares about the car?
Yeah, pretty much. All eyes are going to be on Bradley Wiggins this weekend, but quite a few people are also going to be looking at his kit and his equipment choices as well. And although things are firmly under wraps at the minute, Vela News have actually reported that he may well have custom 3D titanium printed handlebars.
How cool does that sound? Well, more on that, of course, next week. Do you ever feel like you need a police escort when you're riding your bike? Well, if you're Mark Cavendish, that kind of thing actually happens. Here he is previewing the World Championships course in Richmond, USA with, 4 police bikes out in front of him?
Really wide roads and they flow nicely into the corners, so that's going to make a real nice spectacle. It's going to be beautiful to see from the helicopter and it's going to be great for the spectators around.
Of course, it's really good actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I particularly like the look of this cobble climb. Not sure how much Cam fancies it though. Here are his predictions.
Select riders of kind of all abilities, whether like hardened sprinters, you know, like classics type riders, or you kind of Ardennes classic riders, your Philippe Gilberts and that. There's going to be a few guys there at the end with different abilities, all coming into this final, and then we see what happens from there. That's my prediction. I may be completely wrong, but
I really like how he didn't let them hold him to anything there, so we, or you, could learn a thing or two.
Yes. I think there's many things I could learn from Mark Cavendish actually. Sprinting, for one. Caption of the week now. Last week we gave you this belter of a photograph, and the winner is Gabriel Munoz with this excellent caption. He said, Team United Healthcare is redefining the wind tunnel test.
Cracking stuff, Gabriel. Get in touch.
Nice.
And we'll get your t-shirt sent out to you.
You know, that's how Lloydie got his contract at Cervelo. That's not true. That's not true. Anyway, this week's caption photo is another corker, actually. Lastly, why don't you get started? Luca Paolini eating caviar.
This isn't a pizza.
But I think that's quite good, actually. Nice work, mate.
Because it was your idea.
Well, yeah, mine was a little bit better, but you know, still. Anyway, if you think you can do better, which you may or may not be able to do, then leave your entries in the comment section down below. Tweet of the week now, and first for GCN, it's tennis.
Yeah, Chris Froome waded into a bit of a media storm on this one after Roger Federer complained about security at the French Open when a couple of kids were able to approach him and ask for selfies. Froome's response?
He's kind of got a bit of a point actually there, hasn't he? Comment of the week now, and this one from Michael McDermott really caught our attention, caught our eyes in fact.
Michael McDermott says, excellent work, Tom. Well, thank you, Michael. He also says, I must ask, do you wear eyeliner? No, I don't.
Do you not?
There's no makeup in the GCN camera bags.
You don't wear eye makeup?
No, I'm just tired all the time.
Yeah, right.
Okay then, so what's coming up on the channel this week? On Wednesday, we've got the beginner's guide to training. On Thursday, we've got our top 10 riders to watch at the Dauphiné. And on Friday, we've got a guide to using Garmin's live track feature.
Yeah, on Saturday, we've got Tom Dumoulin's Giant TCR Advanced. Sunday is off the back, and then Monday we've got how to measure your bike position so that you can translate that position to any other bike. Tuesday. Any idea what Tuesday is?
It's the GCN Show.
Oh yeah. Extreme Corner. Now this week it's actually more of a look forward than a look back because one of GMBN's presenters, Mark Beaumont, is actually lining up and racing the Downhill Mountain Bike World Cup in Scotland this weekend. Now Mark only retired last year from professional downhill racing, so he's still ranked high enough, he thought he might as well pin a number on and line up his home World Cup.
So, get over to GMBN, subscribe and check out all their updates from what's sure to be a great week up in Fort William.
Absolutely, I think he's going to do real well actually this time.
Why is that?
Been giving him a few tips. Well, all of us have it, but I gave him a few specifically. He's going to put his saddle up a bit so he can actually pedal, get more power out.
Really helps on steep descents, that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Now that is it from the GCN show this week. But for more GCN videos, which I'm sure you're dying to watch, why not check out our Giro D'Italia playlist just up there, where we've got all our Giro content in one convenient spot.
And if you'd like to see the video where Simon suffers up the Mortirolo twice, all in the name of science, click down there.
Absolutely, and don't forget as well that you need to subscribe to GCN so that you're aware of all these videos as and when they come out.
And we're very close to 500,000. Click on us.
Yeah, they might actually let us out and take us for a drink or something if we get 500,000.
That'd be good. Contador, separated shoulder, and Aru, after a couple of really bad days, came back and made the final 2 days of the race.
Absolutely. It's what cycling's all about, isn't it, really? Battling against adversity. Well, actually, yeah, not always. Sometimes it's nice just to win, but...
I wouldn't know about that.